Okay, so we're going to start on 21 again since I misread this. You do not have to change that 937.50. But our two equations are still going to be the same of what we just wrote down. So that first equation is going to be A plus S equals 321. Because I had mistakenly written 121 on my paper. That's why that had to be 337. But this is correct, so hopefully this is what you got if you've already attempted this. The second one is going to be 350A plus 250 S equals 937.50. Okay, so when I plug in, I'm going to still have that S equals 321 minus A, so I can do some substitution. Everywhere I see an S in the second one, I'm going to plug in this equation right here, or this equation right here, and I'm going to have 350, I'm just going to put 3.5A plus 2.5 times 321 minus A equals 937.5. Okay, and I just dropped off the zeros because those are really just placeholders. It's the same value as if you have a zero there, so if you have a zero, that's perfectly fine. When I multiply through, I'm going to get 3.5A plus 2.5 times 321 gives me 802.50. 802.50, 802.5 minus 2.5A equals 937.50. Okay, so 3.5 minus 2.5 is 1, so I just have one A left, and A plus 802.50, 802.5 equals 937.50. And when I subtract that 802 from both sides, I should get A equals 135. So remember, this is the amount of tickets we're selling, the number of adult tickets, that's what I'm finding. So if there were 135 adult tickets, then I can use this to figure out how many student tickets there were, and in fact, I can plug it in here. So 321 minus my adult tickets will be 186. So that's how many students tickets I sold. So as soon as you find one, you can plug it back into one of your equations, which I plugged it into here, and 321 minus 135 is going to be 186, and these together should equal 321, and then I have that completed. On the last one, Tia and Ken each sold snack bars and magazine subscriptions for a school fundraiser. Tia sold 16 snack bars and 4 magazine subscriptions and earned $132. Ken sold 20 snack bars and 6 magazine subscriptions and earned $190. For how much are Tia and Ken selling each snack bar and each magazine subscription? Very similar to the last one, although it seems a little easier to set up. So Tia sold 16 snack bars, so this is going to be my first equation. So 16 snack bars, and I'm just going to use an S for that. It's not a 5. So S and 4 magazine plus 4 magazine subscriptions, so that's M, and earned 132, so equals 132. And then Ken sold 20 snack bars, so he's 20S, and 6 magazine subscriptions for a total of 190, maybe. There we go. Just waiting for it to catch up to me. Okay, 190. So that's an equal sign. So now I've got a system of equations, and if you'll notice, they're not set up to perfectly eliminate yet because I do not have the same coefficients on any of my variables, but everything is lined up, and especially look at your equal sign. So that means I'm going to multiply each of them. I'm going to multiply the top one by 6 and the bottom one by 4. And I'm going to rewrite them over here again just to save us some time, or I guess I could write them down here, give us a little more room. So I'm going to get 6 times 16, which is 96. So I'm going to get 96S plus 24M equals let's see here, 792. And then 80S plus 24M equals 760. And I'm going to subtract because my M's now match, and same sign subtract. So 96 minus 18 is 16 S's equals 92 minus 60 is 32, which works out nicely for us. So S equals 2. So the price of each snack bar, and here's where we need to make sure we have our correct labels because we're talking about price, not an amount. So this is $2. And then the price for each magazine subscription, I don't know that yet because I have to plug it back into one of my original equations. And let's go ahead and plug it back into this first one here. So I'm going to get 16 times 2 plus 4M equals 132. And so this is 32 plus 4M equals 132. And when I continue solving, I'm going to get M equals 25. But again, remember that is a price, so that's really $25. And then that one is solved. The last four on your review are solving systems of equations. And the nice thing about these is everything was solved for you except for this one, which we'll go through in just a minute. Let's go ahead and do the first one. I'm going to use two colors to show you, but you don't have to. If you show your lines, you can see real easily where the lines cross. So the first one I'm going to graph is x is less than or equal to 3. This is the only one that is an undefined line. We have done these so many times, and it's going to be a solid line. So I'm going to go to x is 3, and it's going to be a vertical line. And it's going to be solid because it's less than or equal to. And then where are all the x values less than or equal to that line? To the left. So you just shade over here. And that's all you need to do. Okay. Then I'm going to shade this one. And I get y is greater than negative x plus 2. So I go to 2. It's just like graphing a line. If you remember, I go to 2 on the y-axis. And I have a negative 1 slope. So down 1 over 1. Down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. And this will not be a solid line because I do not see an equal to sign, meaning the line is where it begins, and that's my boundary, but it is not part of the solution, so I cannot make it solid. So I'm just going to leave these dots as my dashed line. If you want to make a dashed line, certainly do. I'm going to make that my line. And then it says y is greater than. So that means I'm looking for everything above. Where are my y values bigger than this line? And remember, y values go up and down. So that's why we say up and down and not left and right. The only time we do left and right is when it's an x equals. And so where are those bigger than? Remember, I always do a 90-degree angle to my shading. And so here is where if you want to darken it, you certainly may. But this is actually your solution set right here. So any point that would be there would be part of your solution set. So if we said, is 0, 5 part of the solution set? Yes. Is 0, 1? No. It makes one of them true, but not both of them true. So anything in this darker shaded region and anything that would be above would certainly be part of that solution set. So 23 has the only one you actually need to solve. And it's pretty easy. You just have to subtract the x term from both sides. And when you do that, you will get y is greater than negative x plus 4. Let's go ahead and graph that. So I'm going to go to 4 on the y-axis. And it is going to be a dashed line, so I'm not going to make it solid. My slope is negative 1 again, so I'm just going to make my dots and have that be my dashed line. Pretty easy. And it says, again, that it is going to be greater than. So that means my y values are greater than this line when they are above this line. So that is what I'm going to shade. And almost done here. So above, 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 above. That's where all of them are above. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then now I'm going to shade this one. I'm going to pick a different color. Do purple this time. Negative 4. So I go down to negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And my slope is positive 2/3. So I'm going to go up 2 over 3. Up 2 over 3. Up 2 over 3. And this is also a dashed line because there is no equal to sign. So I'm going to dash it a little bit here. Put it in between so we can see it a little bit more clearly. And this says y is less than, so I want my y's to be below this line. So it's everything below. So here you can see your nice hash mark. So this is where it is actually the solution set. So it's everything in here. So things like, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 0 would be part of this solution set because whatever makes both of them true is what we're shading in here. Notice that both of the lines, so anything that falls on either one of those lines is not part of the solution, but anything just beyond that is. Okay, and the last two. These are both solved for us. So I'm going to graph the first one. I'm going to go to 2 on the y-axis, and my slope is -1/2, so down 1 over 2. Down 1 over 2, and this is also a dashed line, so I'm just going to let my points here be my dashed line for me. Save me a little bit here. And then this says is less than, so where my y value is less than this, well, below it. So that's the shading there. And then this one, green this time, is greater than or equal to -3x minus 1. Greater than or equal to says I'm going to have a solid line. I'm going to go to -1, and my slope is down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1, up 3 left 1, up 3 left 1, let's see here, and left 1. I'm going to go ahead and connect those dots the best I can. Not perfect, but that's okay. And why is everything greater than that? So everything above. So where do you see the two different lines? Obviously right in this section here. So that is your solution. If you can darken it if you want to, but to me, wherever you see the crosshatch, that's where you know that your solution set is. Okay, it's not everything, it's just that part. Excuse me. And then the last one, y is less than 6. That means that it's going to be a horizontal line at 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right through here. And it says less than, so all my y values less than are below that line. So below, below, below. And then y is greater than x plus 3. Oh, and I just made a mistake. I just noticed that. You guys probably at home were saying you didn't make it dashed. That should be a dashed line, so I'm just going to make that dashed now. Okay. And then this one is also going to be dashed. Pick a different color. We'll pick a hot pink. How about that? And I go to 3 on the y-axis. And my slope is up 1 over 1. So this will serve as my dashed line. Down here. And so y is greater than or less than. So obviously it is greater than here, so that's above. And so if you'll notice where you see both colors, that's in this area right here. So I'm just going to shade that a little darker so you can see that that would be your solution set. It's not the entire graph. This is all the points in here make both of those true. Okay? And that's it on your review. That's all 25 questions. If you have a question on anything that I didn't go over enough, please ask in class. You have at least tomorrow. If not tomorrow and Tuesday, we'll see how you are then. But that's it. Please rewind, stop, go back and look at any that you have to.